Sure. I hope you guys are good, feeling great. Vandaag, I'm good. Sorry, Vandaag, I'll be trying to explain this very simple trading strategy that I've obviously told you guys about, right? So as you can see over here, I tried to create market structure, right? So now market structure, let's start with market structure. Market structure, it's for those that don't know, it's the structure that the market gives us, right? So as I've said before, that market structure contains only there's three types of market structure, but the one that we focused mostly on is when the market goes up, which is uptrend, which means we are buying, and one that goes down, which means downtrend, which means we are selling. That's market structure, right? But within that market structure, the direction of buy or sell, right? There is still an internal structure, which therefore we break down to um, uh, highs and lows, or we can say lows and highs, right? Now, you probably don't understand what I mean. Might you understand, might you not understanding? So let me show you with this structure that you see here on the screen, what do I mean by this, right? I'm explaining market structure right now. We're not yet in detailed with everything as yet, but I'm showing you market structure. So the first thing that you would like to do, of course, is you want to determine if the market is buying or selling, right? So we can see that there's a high over here on that dot. We can see that there's a low on this dot. And we can see that there's a high on this dot. And we can see that there's a low on this dot. And we can see that there is a high on this dot. So if you are on this area right here, this area, you would be looking only to buy. For as long as the market was giving you highs and low, for as long as the market gave you lows and highs, you'd want to buy. So now, how would you analyze this, right? So basically, let's just say the market was around this area, right? So this is your high. You now know that this is your high. So what you would do is you'd obviously place a highlighted area like that, right? Let me just drag this way so that we don't really get super confused. And let me just do that. Yeah, right? So we know that the market has given us a high over here, right? It has given us a high. What the market is initially supposed to do when it gives us a high is the market is supposed to break the high, right? And every time after the market breaks a high, right, what the market would normally do is it will correct the high. You could say correct, you could say retest, you could say return, you could say revisit, you could say confirm. It's up to you, right? So we know that we have a high and the market breaks the high. Now, you wouldn't take the buy trade here. You would wait for the market to retest into this area where there was a previous high for you to do what? You guessed it right, to take a buy trade. Now, whenever you're buying, right? Whenever you're dealing with this structure, right? You don't let me just do this so I can show you something. Whenever you are dealing with this structure, you don't uh set take profits above or anywhere higher than what the market has given you. Remember, you trade what the market gives you. No? I just want to do this really fast for you. You trade what the market gives you. Now, the market, when it was here, it told you, oh, there's a high. Fine. The market broke the high. it retested into this area. When the market comes in this area, this is where you're looking to take your trade, to your buy trade, because the market is confirmed with this bullish movement or this buy movement that it is what? It is buying, right? Now, when you here and you enter the trade here, now the next question would be, where will I exit the trade, right? Where do you exit the trade in this case? You have to exit the trade where the market has given you an indication that this is the high. You don't want to say, I'm going to hold the trade all the way, because you don't have structure, right? Remember, in this case, you can only see this and this. You don't see this. Just look at this like you can't really see it, right? So this would be your take profit then. Now, if that's your take profit, then obviously you do this, right? You highlight it like that. So basically, what I'm saying is, you would have took your trade over here, and you would have exited the market there, right? So you would have basically done this. I just want to make it as realistic as possible, guys. So you would have basically done this. You would have done this, put your trade, and then your stop loss will just be below, right below that area. And then congratulations, you have just took your trade, and it will be a profitable trade, right? Now, the same method that you used to buy, you have to operate the same method when you sell, right? Now, before I get to the sell part, I want to cover the things that you've learned right now. The first thing that you've learned is the market has two kinds of structure: a buy structure and a sell structure, right? In a buy structure, we have a series of higher lows, higher lows. So therefore, it means what? In a series of sells, we'll have what? Lower highs, lower highs in order to sell, right? Now, I want to show you what I'm talking about with this, right? So let's just continue reading the market. Now, you have, of course, at this point, you have took your now you have at this point you have took your buy trade. The market got there. You are profitable. You're happy. You're smiling. Good. Now, what happens? The market continues going more up. Does this mean that you must enter more trades going up? No. Why? Because there's no structure that is there for you. The only thing that you have there is what? Is this. This is the only high that you have, and this is the only structure that you have. Yes, this is the only structure that you have, right? At this kind of point in stage. Just ignore all of this that you see. Just imagine it in this case, right? Now, you see this high, right? Because obviously you would have took your profits there, and then the market went up. When the market gets into this area here, it creates a what? This is a high. You can see that's a high. You would, of course, do what? Highlight your high. My brother is playing music outside, so please bear with me, guys. So now you have that high. Now, when you have that high, which of course it's up there in the sky, what would you do in order for you to take a trade here? You'd wait for market to do what? To confirm to you that what? It is in a buy streak, right? Now remember, I said the market, when it's moving in a buy momentum, it creates a series of highs and lows and highs, right? So basically, from here to here, all you have is a high. You don't have a low. Can you see? You only have a high. So you would expect what in order for you to take a trade? You would expect the movement, which I just told you about, to happen. The break, right? The market broke there. Why did it break? It broke this area over here, this high. So that's a break. Fair enough. And then you need what? A retest. You need a retest from there. The market must come back into this area. Sometimes it won't really go in. It will just like stop there. But that's easy for you to spot. I'm just giving you the concept. Market retest. So now that the market has retested there, right? What would you do in this case? You'd of course think, man, I'm just gonna put my buy trade over here, and of course target the previous high, right? And Exactly that. You would have done that, which is exactly what I'm teaching you to do. But here's the funny part this time. The market did not operate in that fashion. What did it do instead? What did the market do instead? It sold, right? I'm trying to be as realistic as possible, right? Because the market can do stuff like this. The market sold. So what does that mean? It means in this particular trade that you would have took, it means in this particular trade that you would have took your buy trade, you would have only um, you would have only uh, you would have only not been in profit, but you would have obviously been in losses because your trade would have ran from here in this area where you would have entered into profits, but not reach your high, which is your take profit, but in obviously sell. Now, that brings my next question. It's called change of character or change of structure. When you're seeing the market going in your favorable, desirable direction, breaks and retests is going up, it's just creating, the market is creating highs and lows. And let me just do this so you can see where I'm actually pointing. Rectangle, where the market's actually creating highs and lows and highs and lows and highs and lows and highs. But now the market is overwhelmed with buying, so now it wants to facilitate what? Sellers, right? Now remember, you are a trader. Doesn't mean that you have to be narrowed or rigid in one bias. You can be a seller and you're a buyer. That's why you're a trader. So now the market doesn't take out this highs and hit your take profit. Instead, it does what? It drops and hits your stop loss and sells. Now, the beauty of this is this tells us that the market has changed character, right? What do I mean change character? It just means that the market is no longer buying. It is what now? Selling. So what would you do? You'd of course highlight this area as a significant area. Why? Because that is an area of a low, no longer a high, right? Remember, we said the market chases the high or the low, right? So now that you have a low, what does that mean? That means the same structure that we've been applying on the buy, we have to apply it on the sell also. So what would you do now in this case for you to take the trade? You'd want to understand, where did the market break a significant area? Where is it a significant area? Now we already know this. Let me just do this. Now we already know this, that in this area over here, we already know that this is an area where buys came in. How do we know this, that this was an area where buys came in? Because the market broke this high or took out this high by pushing buys in. Remember, we said you would have took a buy here and then you would have closed your profits here. But the market then did what? It broke structure. So in this area from here to here, what we know is the market is buying in this area. There's only buy power in this area, right? Hence, when the market retested here, you would have took your buy order here to take out this high. But of course, the market doesn't, you're not always going to be right. What happened then? The market took out the buyers. So now that you have this low, that's good. You know that you want to sell, but you need to know where you're going to take the trade. So where would you possibly take the trade since we had a break? You'd, of course, take your trade in this area over here. Why in this area over here? Because this is the same area as your previous high. Now, your previous high is no longer a high that is holding for buy, but it's now turned into a resistance. Right? Why is it turned into a resistance? Because before we treated this area, that area there that I just highlighted, as a support. As a resistance, sorry. Right? So what am I saying? I'm saying every time when the market changes character, when the market changes character or changes structure, how are you going to be able to see it? It's when it's no longer going with the flow that it has been giving you. Now, remember, just to recap, we were buying. So we expect a high, a low, a high, a low, a high, a high, and a low. And of course, we expected a high and a low. But of course, what did the market do? It gave us a low instead of a high. So what does that tell us? It tells us that we expect a low in order for us to, then we get a low, then it tells us that we need to expect a what? A low, a high in order to take out the low. So can you see that the structure that you see over here, it's exactly the same here. Now it's your break, it's your retest, right? And then of course it will be your entry over here, and then it will be your your sell, sorry. And then done. And then of course you would have done what? You would have entered your short position. Short just stands for sell, right? And you would have sold and done, right? Now you have sold. Congratulations, you've made profit, right? Now the market does what then? It then does the same structure. What does the market do? It comes into the lows, which is where your take profit is, and you close your profits, and then it breaks your low, which is a good indication, which it means it created a new low, and it does what? It comes back into this area. Now, this I did it deliberately. I want to show you how this goes. Don't assume what the market is doing. Always do what? Read what the market does. So the market comes, it breaks this area over here, which is your low. It takes it out and it comes here, it creates a low, right? Now, the market has indicated again to you that it will sell, because why? It has created this low over here, right? So you indicate that low. Indicate that low. Hey man, what is going on here? Right? You have a low there, a new low, right? So whether the market goes up and whether the market goes up and it looks like it's buying and don't fall for this type of trap. Can you see the structure? This would make you think it's buying, because you would say, okay, this is a low and this is a high. So therefore this is a low. So let me put a buy trade here and go up with it. But look what happened. Boom, the market sold. Why? Because it was already confirmed to you with this low that it will sell. The market always gives you an indication of where it goes beforehand, guys. If you can look, let me just indicate this area over here, because that's our new low over here. Wait, let me just do this. So of course the structure is the same. I just want to do this for video sakes. So the structure is the same. The market then breaks your low, right? Of course, and then it does what? It retests back. It retests back into the area, and then congratulations, you guessed it right, and it sells, right? So when it sells like that, you would of course took your short trade. You would have took your short trade. Now realistically, you would have took it here. Yeah, you would have took your sell trade there, and yeah. The reason why you would have took it there is because you wouldn't have known that the market is coming here. You would be sure, you would be 100% sure that anywhere, anywhere. Let me just do this. Just to share this again. Okay, it's fine. You'd be sure that anywhere from this area, going down, the market buys, because why? It has already confirmed for you at this tiny little bit area there. So what am I trying to say, guys? I'm saying this is not a guessing game. this is not as difficult as you think it is. The market always indicates to you where it's going. It always shows you the character that it's in, right? Meaning character, meaning it always tells you if it's buying or selling, or the market structure that it is. It always tells you. How do we know this? When you sell the market, we said the market creates lows and highs, lows and highs, lows and highs. And when it buys, just a recap, it creates highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows, right? And the structure that we want in order for us to take the trade, we want it to break, retest, and of course, we can take a trade. Now, that structure is only going to play once you know what direction you are in. So, like we said, if you are in a buy, you would want it to break your high and create a low, and then you take the trade. And then you go out at your high that the market has given you. And then if you sell, you want it to break your low and create a new low, and then uh, enter at the high and exit out of the trade at your low. Now, guys, I hope this concept is at least understandable. Now, this is part one. I'm going to be explaining the next one on the chart, on an actual chart like over here, so that we can put into practice what I just told you and add add a special indicator which one of the guys that I learned from has shared with me, and I'll be showing to you why this indicator helps me and it makes it so much easier for me to determine where the market would possibly go. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please make sure that you comment down below and you share with me what your thoughts are, what you may not understand or what you understand, and just tell me the feedback, or give me just let me know that the work that I'm sharing here is at least enlightening you and making your journey much more easier. But guys, that's it for me. It's your boy Oarabile. Go ahead.